everyone.
Too late.
And we're back. Okay, so you left on the cliffhanger that was the question, where can we find the Bramwens? And you're asking Spencer again, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, they usually hung out in their common room downstairs. Or they hung out in the library. I expect she's in the library quite a lot. We don't always see her, though. I think she hangs out so much by herself, like, on her own. I know she's in the school, though, because she, like, never leaves, ever. She's, like, never in the pub, never in the tavern, never comes out to any of the parties. Not that, it matters or whatever. Like...
Okay, so she would never leave, even if someone invited her out?
I don't know her. All I know is whenever Mazewick have parties and whatever, she never comes. Mazewick are, like, good in that. They're really loud, but, like... our head boy is from Mazewick. He's, like, champion of, like, dueling and whatever, and he's inviting, like, everyone out all the time, but she never comes.
What? Sorry, who invited her? What?
Champion of Mazewick.
The head
And
boy.
then she still didn't go.
The head boy of the whole school. He's like the Mazewick prefect, and he invites everyone to parties like all the time. He's super popular and whatever. He's really cool, but she doesn't even come to his parties, so clearly she's like super sad.
Right. So not exactly a social butterfly.
No, like, definitely not. You can tell that from the clothes alone.
Okay.
Right, so it doesn't sound like it will work if one of these people went in and tried to invite her out. So it sounds like we have to do it.
Wait. If she's always trying to get more knowledge, and you have this book that no one of us has seen before.
Oh.
Wouldn't promise of the book, like word of the book, just mention of it, the rumors, lure her, trying to find more magical knowledge?
I don't
But
know.
she's someone.
It would draw me, but like, who knows? I'm like all in it for the knowledge and the power and whatever, but she's like in it for the unknowing and understanding or whatever and being really good. But you do know you could like just ask and you could come on one of the guided tours of the school, right?
Wait, there are guided tours of school?
How do we figure this out only after we kidnap several of them?
Don't say it in front of them.
I think he knows he's been kidnapped.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to ignore that fact. So, how and when are the guided tours then?
Well, it depends how many people want to go. They usually palm the group off on a prefect or whatever, but they meet the headmaster, they get shown around the school. It's like every other day or whatever. If you showed up, you could just ask, why didn't you go to the information desk?
No, we didn't.
Where would we find that?
It's like just round the corner from the main entrance where the students go in.
Oh wait, I'm being escorted out of this room apparently.
So hang on one second. I will just jump to you two. So Needles and Ariel, you're outside the room now?
Apparently, I was just sitting on Needles' shoulder and now he walked out as I was saying stuff to him.
Yeah, Needles is going to start walking towards the school.
Needles, stop!
Also,
I'll take care of it.
It's about 2 a.m. right now, so just so you're aware.
Yes,
also, just so that everybody can know this, the current thing in chat says, Belgarath, we may have fucked up here.
Just gonna put it out here that it's also really fitting that there's tours in this magical castle as well.
This was all planned very deliberately. Did you go and check? No, not at all. Did you go and scout out the castle for ways you could get it? No, we have to kidnap people.
Hey, I tried to take a look, but I didn't see anything except for the rain stuff, and then we decided, well, we might as well bring some students.
I'm pretty sure because you rolled horribly.
It seemed the most logical thing to do at the time.
It was. Logically, it makes perfect sense. Practically, not so much.
My nat one on scouting the castle might have helped in, causing not noticing the big entrance with the tours and such.
Sort of this is like an 80s sitcom. That's a Sunday party!
Oh shit, I'm now out of the pub with Needles, apparently.
So, Errol, you're following Needles.
Well, I'm
is
on
anyone
his
else
shoulder.
following Needles too?
I'm sitting on his shoulder, holding on to one of the straps of his armor.
Okay.
Does Needles even know you're there?
Yes, because I kept talking about him, about people didn't believe that he's the strongest, and how, I think I literally asked him, how do you honestly feel about her, about the girl who they claim is stronger than the mighty champion? And then he said he is strongest, so I replied with, well, I believe you, big man, I do, but it seems that they don't. And right
then
at that
Needles
point,
cracked his knuckles in chat.
and then he walked out.
So,
Because he found out that he could get in.
Errol, are you going to attempt to stop Needles? Being that
Not
it's
yet.
2 a.m. in the morning? And
No, not yet.
okay, is anyone else following him out, or are you just going to stay in the room?
I think I'm staying in the room. We were doing an interrogation.
So, while Needles is walking, you guys have probably got a couple of minutes of Zone of Truth left, if you wanted to ask any more questions. So I'll jump back to Needles in a minute, because it'll take him about 15-20 minutes to walk up to the school. I assume that's where you're going.
Yep.
Okay. Meanwhile, in the room, in the tavern. Carry on.
Right.
Really, you're going to be... Sorry.
Okay.
My nose is kind of snotty.
What else were we doing? Did we have any other questions we wanted to ask?
Yeah, I asked if they're going to report if they were to let go.
I didn't hear half of that. Did you ask if they were going to report you if they were let go?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I kind of have to. You kidnapped third years of the school, I mean, I'm the understudy for the prefect on Worktorn House, and
What if I tell you a story about pigs?
he's just gonna look at you, and for the first time probably in his life, he shuts up, like, what?
A story about pigs.
That's all I needed to know.
Okay, at this point, your Zone of Truth will have run out. So, yeah. What did you want to do now?
Right. Okay. So if they are going to report us, that sounds like it could be dangerous for us. So maybe we just have to kill them.
No, we're not killing them.
Well, I don't think we have another choice now. And it Kat looks in the eyes of what's his name? And says, if you are going to report us, we might as well kill you now, so it never happens.
Oh, hang on one moment. I'm from, like, a prestigious family. They will come looking for me, and you will be in so much trouble. Like, so much.
We'll be long gone by then.
Wait.
Which
Okay.
family are you from?
I've got
Okay.
so much family scattered all over the place. We're not like royal or anything. We're just super fabulous and amazing.
When you say all over the place, do you mean all over Russia or all over Mercer?
Oh, all over Russia, yeah. Like we stay here. We don't want to go anywhere else. Like not to that, not to Boston. Like that place is so royally fucked. And Travis is just way too dangerous, and Emily is too cold. So like, yeah, Russia.
Out of character question, would he know of the Talcott family?
Possibly.
And do I outrank him?
You guaranteed outrank him.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's just wealthy and posh.
You are royalty.
Kind of. Let's not get into that. But yeah, Arissa kind of turns to him and goes, I'm from the Talcat family of Amley. I am related to the Tals of, well, Mercer. You will not report us.
Oh, darling. Oh, darling. I'm not sure how diplomatic community works for you over there, but over here, it doesn't matter who you are. If you do something bad, the Council of Russia will be on your ass. So, like...
Okay. Let me try that again. I take my dagger out. You will not report us.
Okay.
This is exactly what I've been doing 5 minutes ago.
Do an intimidation check.
Can she add the crazy bonus because of mentioning a pig story earlier?
Please.
Yeah. So like it'll be high.
You say it'll be high. This is where I roll an hour.
That's thinking defeatistly.
9.
It will be high. 9.
In total?
Yeah, in total. 4 plus 5.
He is going to, like, raise his eyebrow at you.
Can I stab him in the throat?
I'm going to, if she tries that, cast Hold Person on her. Simply say,
Okay.
I have another way around this.
Yeah, how about I try to do the same thing? The intimidation. So previously I was not rolling for it.
No, we don't need to intimidate. They won't remember this even happened.
They'll just edit their memories.
Good thing Cypher was the. I was anticipating like that moment in Firefly. It was just like, well, this is all the money Nishka gave us in advance. You turn that he leaves us alone, we'll leave him alone, and that's best for everyone. No, we're not going to do that. I'm going to hunt you and kill you. All right, bye. Through the engine. And this is all the money Nishka gave us in advance. Just go down the line until one of them gets the message.
If only you had an engine, but yes.
Right, I will cast Modify Memory on every single one of them.
Well, wait, before we do that, do we want to ask any more questions, or we have
The zone of truth ended.
Okay. We could still ask questions.
He's a pompous shit. He ain't gonna talk from my family this, my family that, my host. This is an idiot.
Make him forget his family as well if you're editing his memories anyway.
I thought of something better, but I'm going to hold back on that.
Can they wake up with the story about the pigs in their heads?
Yes.
That's actually a good idea.
So they will believe they just got stones together and had some weird...
Book club.
No.
Right. When I cast Modify Memory, simply say to them, you guys never seen us before. You don't know who we are. You're at a crazy party this night. You woke up in a pig pen. You don't know what you might have done with the pig. Dump them. You're a shame to your house and your families. Remember this.
Okay.
It's like eating all over again.
Okay. The memory modification will work. I'm going to roll for each of them to just see how much shame and all of that they believe. Okay. The stoners all passed, ironically. And two of the posh boys fail. So 2 of the posh boys, including Spencer, now feel very deeply that they have done something unknown and are very scared of this. Where are you going to put them anywhere, or are you going to leave them in the room?
Well, we need to leave them in a pig pen, right? That's the story.
Yeah.
Do we have a pig pen?
There will
leave them into a random pig pen.
I'm also going to expend additional couple spell slots for this. Just because this guy is such a twat, I'm going to modify additional memories on the other people, not him, saying that he overdosed and you had to save his life and you found him in a horrible position. And then on, what's his name, Spencer?
Yeah.
Mr. I'm Family? Yeah, I'm going to cast Feeble Mind on him.
No!
Okay.
You'll absolutely break him.
Okay. Sure. And then you're going to leave them all in a pig pen together?
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
For the sake of argument, I will say that the time it takes you guys to go out, haul them all into a pig pen, as in it's quite late at night, there's barely anyone around, and everyone who is out is fairly drunk, so they just sort of, you've got sort of like a what's that Weekend at Bernie's movie sort of moment where you've got like the limp bodies that you're carrying around with you.
Yeah.
And you dump them in the pig pen. Meanwhile, Ariel and Needles have got up to the entrance to the school. There is the huge archway in gold that has the rain pouring down, and that's where you guys have come up to.
Needles is going to look for this office that was mentioned.
Okay.
Now I'll mention to him, maybe we should wait until it's, a time that they're actually open and not midnight or something.
Why are they not open?
You guys walk around the corner and you find a little office. It's got another door next to it, which is locked and sealed. And the office has the shutters down and a sign on it that says, open 7 a.m. till 10 p.m.
Because it's before 7 a.m. and they open at 7 a.m. Elves need sleep and such.
Needles just sits himself down to wait.
Yeah, good idea. Could you also make sure that I don't, get put in a jar while I sleep?
Okay.
And with that, I'll sleep on near his shoulder.
Are you guys going to sleep there?
Yep.
Okay. So, sleep in street. Okay. Needles, did you have any gold on you?
Actually, apparently yes.
How much did you have on you?
5 gold.
Okay.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Needles, when you wake up in the morning, all your gold is gone.
Does that include the silver and copper?
No, sure. You can keep the silver and copper, but all the gold is gone.
I'll hand him 1 pixie silver.
Oh, that's very sweet. Right, 1 second. So,
because I'm still not in a jar, so he did good.
Okay, you two are going to wake up by this smaller entrance in the office space. Everyone else, you're waking up in the tavern, the Rising Tide. I assume, well, I don't want to assume, what are you guys going to do in the morning? Are you going to go and look for Needles and Errol? Are you going to bugger off? What would you like to do?
Right.
We probably should go and find them.
But we don't know where they went. Oh, they probably went, right?
I mean, yeah, probably.
Okay, let's go try to find them. Or the school entrance. Or the guided tours?
Okay, so you guys wander over, and I will say, for continuity's sake, that you all arrive at the entrance just as Ariel and Needles are waking up. You find your companions asleep in the street.
Are they?
They are
Like,
now
deep
awake.
sleep,
Yes,
or-
they're awake.
Oh, they're awake. Okay. Morning, guys. How was your night's sleep?
Pretty good. I didn't end up in a jar, which I sort of expected because there's filthy humans here.
So, did you achieve anything by walking around in the street all night?
Well, we didn't walk all night. It's just that I didn't feel like stabbing the humans some more, so it was probably for the best that I left. And, I managed to have some company with Needles here, and we made some plans.
What kind of plans?
You'll find out.
How about you share them?
At this point, inside the room that you're at, you don't remember there being a door inside the room that's not the actual exit door to the fucking building, but you just see Cypher opening up, leaving it, and the door disappearing.
Oh, so he just left.
No, the door's disappearing.
Oh. That seems very useful, but I think we're out in the street.
Yeah, those guys are in the street at the moment. Is that how you left them this morning, or how you arrived back?
Oh, I just made up a fucking mansion inside the room and just went in.
Okay, but they've gone past that now, so you weren't doing that in the street.
No.
Okay.
Fine, fuck it, yeah, whatever.
Okay, that's how you woke up, that's fine. So you're currently with them outside the school, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Do we see the youngsters doing the walk of shame home?
Yeah.
If we do kind of wave at them and go, you look like you had a good night.
You can't see them anywhere at the moment.
It's too early for that.
It's too early for students, yeah.
They're still having fun with the pigs.
Oh, yeah. These pigs.
Okay, Needles, yep, you check your pockets. There is no gold, and you look at the office and growl, apparently. Needles is growling.
Hard.
What's wrong, Lassie? Tin fall down the...
Needles will look and go, ooh, Timmy.
You have this strange joke, right?
I'll just look at Balcon. I got it.
So, the office opens, and a half-elf woman with curly blonde hair pulls up the shutters. It seems she has entered it from the inside, and sits in a swivelly chair. In front of her, a small pile of papers and various other things. And she pulls up the shutters and opens the window and begins sort of doing a light dust around, getting all the dust off. So that's all open.
Should we do the knock penny thing that Sheldon does?
Please, no.
Needles will walk up and wait.
Okay.
I'll knock on the door.
Okay. Knock, knock, knock. Hang on.
Oh yeah, does she hear it if I
She
knock?
doesn't actually hear you knocking, but she does notice the rather large form of Needles approaching. She doesn't seem taken aback at you, but she is made to jump when she turns around. Oh, hello there. Hello, how can I help you today? Are you looking to go on a guided tour of the school?
Yeah, actually.
She looks across at you, Ariel, having been addressing Needles. Oh, hello, and welcome to Maukmols School of Wizardry. Welcome, welcome. Is it just the two of you?
No, there's a few others as well that probably should come on the tour as well.
Okay, and how many of you is there total?
I'll give her a number, but my mind is not cooperating, so that's 6, right? No, 7, sorry.
It is
I think it depends if we have Cypher.
Arissa, Enna, Kess, and Needles. So you're on 7.
Okay, yeah, in that case, all 7 of us.
7 of you. Marvellous. That will be... that will be... well, because it's midweek, we can do that for 14 gold for you.
Well, there comes my main issue. Have you seen the size of your gold coins? How exactly should I carry those?
Oh, well, maybe one of your companions can pay for you.
Guys?
Arissa will just pay the whole lot.
Thank you, my pet. And here are your tour wristbands. And she hands you all over a gold shimmering wristband, and they've got a little rune set into the side that's glowing. She hands them all out. They are adjustable. Ariel, she points at yours with a finger and shrinks it down and then hands it to you.
Ah, thank you.
Alrighty, so the 7 of you. We're not expecting any more till after midday, so you'll have the tour all to yourself if you like.
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right, let me just... And she leans over and she... Ding, 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 ding. She rings a... Sorry, replying to things. She rings a small silver bell that's just beside her. And you can't hear... You hear it? It's like one of those bells that's attached to something else. You can't hear... Hello, Troy. You can't hear the other bell ring, but you assume it has summoned something because...
Bless you.
Bless you, whoever that was, sorry. So she rings this bell and she holds up a finger to you. Very friendly, she's smiling, but she's holding up a finger. One moment. And she is waiting and listening. And then her silver bell rings all on its own. Excellent. All right, if you just want to head round the front. And she points her hand round to the side where the main entrance was with the rain coming out. And the headmaster will come and meet you. Step through the rain. Don't worry about it. All it does is wash away enchantments, concealments, and any disguises you might be wearing. And then you can...
I'm so glad my wings don't count as an enchantment.
Guess is sweating.
Yes, so it will wash away any enchantments and disguises, etc., etc. And wait just beyond the rain, and the headmaster will be through to let you through the portal. It will work with your runes. Sorry, replying. It will work with your runes, just make sure you hold them up nice and high and the portal will open for you and the headmaster will meet you. Our headmaster is a wonderful, wonderful witch, but make sure you don't take up too much of her time. She will pass you on to our head boy in due course. Headmaster Sinclair will be with you soon. Head round the corner for me, please. Thank you.
Right.
In answer to your question, in answer to your question in chat, Ariel, does that work on card effects? You have no idea.
That was Needles asking it, but thank you very much for the answer.
Oh, sorry, the last person I saw in chat was you saying card effects, so I assumed you were asking. Oh, right, yes, Needles was asking.
I replied to Needles saying that because I went, oh shit. Ow.
Oh, what did you do?
You're right there.
My finger got stuck between my desk and my chair.
Oh, no!
Oh, oh well.
You live to fight another day. Are you even trying?
this is Kinclair, of course.
Yeah, this is Kinclair.
Of course, Kinclair, because it's the hard C from the Latin.
So Needles is just going to wander straight over towards the gate.
Okay, so you all wander around.
I'm still on his shoulder, going like, yay! Well, enjoying the ride, holding on to the straps of his armor.
Yeah, I'm not sure it's the best idea if I go with all of you. I guess is a little bit concerned about her enchantment going.
Her disguise as an elf?
Yeah, because that will go.
Well, you do have a nearly 7 foot tall fucking dragonborn standing next to everybody.
Well, wait, actually, it just... So it washes away on the gateway, but I can recast it afterwards.
Sure.
You could certainly try.
Okay, so I will try. Okay, so basically, Cass will put up her hood and umbrella and goggles and everything.
I will point out to you, Cass, that as you've been walking around this town and when you were near the pub, there were Dragonborn students. I mean, they're not the majority, but it's like there were tieflings, Dragonborn, elves. Like, you're not going to stand out particularly, especially in comparison to Needles.
It's okay, but I'm more worried about when we get charged with shit we are doing and they will recognize me. That will be a problem. I'm not sure we could get into trouble. So Cass would like to try to keep up her disguise.
Okay. In which case, so you all go around the corner and you pass through the rain. It's warm and it's not wet because you step out the other side and you are dry. You're in a dark gold entranceway, and before you is a dark wall, but it's shimmering. And this is where those of you who walked past the other day, so that would be Arissa, but you were in the sack. So Needles and Ariel, this is where you saw the students hold up their hands, which you now
When is
have
Arissa
to
not in the
runes.
sack?
Arissa wasn't. And they open the portal from here. So you guys all hold up your wristbands so they're visible, just like you're going through a festival entrance. It's great. And Cass, you are back to your natural form.
Okay. So basically, before Cass goes through, she will dress up as much as she can to conceal all of herself, and then recast it once she's through it. Well, try to recast.
Okay. No, it works successfully.
Okay.
Okay. After a few moments, your wristbands have runes on them and they start to glow. They're all glowing a sort of white colour. You did notice that the students you had, the two runes that you saw on the two different hands, they were different colours to each other. One of them was red. Spencer's was red. And the other one in the friendlier stoner student was blue.
Well, it wasn't purple.
Green.
You didn't see purple, no.
Oh, no, yeah, sorry, green.
Yeah, I expected green from the
Yeah, you're right, yeah.
stoners.
No. The stoners in Tisselforth had blue, and those in Wucktorn had red. And so, the wall shimmers in the same white colour that your runes are glowing, and a shimmering portal opens in a wide circle, big enough for you all to step through, and you can see a rather large courtyard through the windows of a corridor. So you're going to step through and into a large corridor, which has huge arched windows looking out into a courtyard in the middle.
Rosie, how does the rain affect my flight? Like, as I
The
fly
rain
through
does
it?
not affect your flight at all. You don't feel wet, you feel warm droplets, and then nothing. So it's
In that case, I shoot up a little bit at that because I'd expect to be pushed down, so I'm going to fly up. But because it's not pushing me down, I'm just shooting up suddenly.
Okay, goes up into the sky. So it's opened. Are you all going to go through?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. All right. you guys enter the school. On the other side, the portal closes behind you after a few seconds when you've all come through, and you're standing in it's a tall, high-ceilinged corridor that goes off in two directions. Down one side, you can see doorways that look like they lead to classrooms, and another huge door down one end. The other side leads round and into what looks like some sort of dining area, but you can't quite see through. And as you guys look around, you see someone appear in a flurry of dark feathers and appear in front of you. And in front of you stands a probably mid-30s woman. She looks human. She has short white hair and sort of furrowed eyebrows. She looks pleasant, but also quite fierce. And she's got dark blue robes on that are practical instead of pretty. They look like she's ready for action at any moment, and she holds in her hand a wand which is twisted with white around the edges. She walks towards you and says, "Hello and greetings. Welcome to Maukmols School of Wizardry. I am Headmaster Sinclair. Declare yourselves. Who are you?"
Well, I guess we are just some tourists looking at your fine school, right?
Excellent. What else is new? We get this quite often every day. I wasn't expecting anyone until after lunch. However, we can always make room for more. I'm sorry I never conduct the tours myself unless prior arrangement is organised, so I'll be handing you off to our head boy, but trust me, you'll be in excellent hands. If you'd like to follow me... And she starts leading you down one of the corridors past the classrooms.
Yes, of course.
Okay, all gonna follow her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. You.
Excellent.
For now, we are...
Excellent. All right, so you guys head down the corridor. You pass several classrooms. There doesn't seem to be any lessons going on at the moment, but as you peer through, a few of the doors have cracked open, and you can see teachers, what looks like writing lesson plans. Some of them are magically arranging things in the rooms. Some of them have pot plants dotted around. Some of them have cauldrons brimming and steaming. And as you walk past the potions classroom, a tall man with a big sweeping dark cloak and short hair and spectacles looks up at you as you peer through the door as he's putting some ingredients into a potion, and he holds his wand out and the door slams shut and you can't see into it anymore. It seems some of the teachers guard their secrets quite closely. Sinclair carries on walking you past. Don't mind him, he's very protective of the potions he teaches our students. Of course, it costs quite a lot of money and takes a lot of time to get into this school, so you can understand that, of course. Come. She turns around when you get to the end of the corridor and she gestures around. As you can see, our architecture dates back thousands of years. This school has been around for absolutely millennia, it seems. As you look above, you can see the houses depicted and statues, and she points and you can see various animals. You can't quite make out what they are because they're off towards the other side of the school. She's pointing through the courtyard, you can see. And as you can see, we have several floors heading upwards and round. Should you choose to explore, please make sure that you take careful footing on the steps, as some of them are steep and some of them are slippery, and our students do have to get to classes on time, so please take no offence if you get bumped and knocked as they go past. We have quite a few students very eager to learn and they'd like to get places on time. Come. She waves a hand and the door in front of her just opens immediately. You walk down another corridor. Several students scatter as they see her. A lot of them do a sort of head bow, and several of them, Good morning, Headmaster. Good morning, Headmaster. Some of them speak to her in a language you don't recognise, and she responds, 15 house points to Waktor as they go past. You head down another corridor, and she leads you round to the side, and she shows you into the courtyard. There's a huge doorway that opens out, and you can see through the trees and hedges, a small group of students is gathered on this part of the lawn. And there's another group on the other side, and they are watching two boys in what looks like a dueling competition. Come. We will be catching the end of the morning dueling session, it seems. Come through. And she leads you along the path and stands at the back with her arms folded, surveying her students. And you guys watch as you see two students sit down. The victor, cheers ring out. The victor of the previous duel remains standing. And just as we're about to get into this, I'm going to pause the recording because we're at the 50-minute mark almost, so I'll start a second one, so bear with.